Shri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 25. Damu Anna Kasar of Ahmednagar, Speculations, Amraleela. Preliminary. We begin this chapter with a prostration with all our 8 limbs to Sai Baba, who is an ocean of mercy, the God incarnate, who is Parabrahman and the great Yogeshwara, Lord of Yoga. Victory be to Sai Baba, who is a crest jewel of saints, who is a home of all auspicious things, who is our Atmaram, dear self, and who is alone refuge of the devotees. We prostrate ourselves before him, who has attained the aim and end of the life. Sai Baba is always full of mercy. What is wanted on our part is wholehearted devotion to him. When a devotee has got firm faith and devotion, his wishes are soon fulfilled. When the desires arose in the mind of Hemad Pant to write the life and the Leelas of Sai Baba, he immediately got it written by him. When the order to keep the memos was given, Hemad Pant was inspired and his intellect got strength and boldness to undertake and finish the work. He was not, as he say, qualified to write the work, but the gracious blessings of Baba enabled him to complete the undertaking. And thus you have this Satcharitra, which is Somakant jewel, from which nectar in the form of Sai Leelas oozes out for the readers to drink to their heart's content. Whenever a devotee had complete and wholehearted devotion to Sai Baba, all his calamities and dangers were warded off and his welfare attended to by Baba. The story of Damodar Savalram Ranse, Kasar of Ahmednagar, now of Pune, alias Damu Anna, illustrating the above statement is given below. Damu Anna. The readers are aware that a mention of this gentleman was made in the 6th chapter regarding the celebration of Ramnavami festival in Shirdi. He went to Shirdi about the year 1895 when the Ramanavami Utsava celebration began, and from that time he has been providing an ornamental flag for that occasion every year. He also feed the poor and the fakir that come there for the festival. His speculations. Cotton trading. A Mumbai friend of Damu Anna wrote to him that they should do some cotton speculation business in partnership which would bring them about 2 lakhs of rupees as profit. Damu Anna says in his statement made about in the year 1936 to Mr. B.V. Narasimha Swami that the proposal about speculating at Mumbai in cotton was from the broker who was not to be a partner, and that he, Damu Anna, was to be the sole adventurer. The broker wrote that the business was good and involved no risk, and that the opportunity should not be lost. Damu Anna was oscillating in his mind. He could not at once determine to venture in the speculation. He thought about this, and as he was a devotee of Baba, he wrote a detailed letter to Shama giving all the facts and requested him to consult Baba and take his advice in this matter. Shama got the letter next day, and when he came with it at noon to the masjid and placed it before Baba, he asked Shama what a matter was and what a paper letter was about. He replied that Damu Anna of Nagar wanted to consult him about something. Then Baba said, "What does he write and what does he plan?" It seems that he wants to catch the sky and that he is not content of what God has given to him. Read this letter. Shama then said, "The letter contains what you have told just now. O Deva, you sit here calm and composed and agitate the devotees and when they get restless, you draw them here, some in person and other through letters. If you know the contents of the letter, why do you then press me to read it? Baba said, "Oh Shama, read it please. I speak at random, and who believes me?" Then Shama read the letter, and Baba heard it attentively and said feelingly, "The shade, Damu Anna has gone mad. Write to him in reply that nothing is wanting in his house. Let him be content with the half loaf bread he has now, and not bother himself about lakhs." Shama sent the reply which Damoana was anxiously waiting for. Reading it, he found that all his hopes and prospects about lakhs of rupees as profits were dashed to the ground. He thought that he had done a mistake by consulting Baba. But as Shama had hinted in the reply that there was always much difference in seeing and hearing, and that therefore he should come to Shirdi personally and see Baba. He thought it advisable to go to Shirdi and consult Baba personally about the affair. So he went to Shirdi, saw Baba, prostrated himself before him, and sat shampooing his legs. He had no courage to ask Baba openly about the speculations, but he thought in his mind that it would be better if some share in the business would be assigned to Baba, and said in his mind that if Baba were to help him in this transaction, he would surrender some share of profits to him. Damoana was thus thinking secretly in his mind, but nothing was veiled from Baba. Everything past, present, and future were clear to him. As an amalka fruit in hand, a child wants sweets, but its mother gives bitter pills. The former spoils his health, while the later one improves it. So the mother, looking to the welfare of her infant, coaxes it and gives it better pills. Baba, kind mother, as he was knew the present and future prospects of his devotee, and therefore reading Damona's mind, he openly spoke to him, "Bapu, I do not want to be entangled in any such worldly thing, that is, sharing profits." Seeing Baba's disapproval, Damu Anna dropped the enterprise. Grain dealing. Then he thought of trading in grain, rice, wheat, and other groceries. Baba read also this thought and said to him, "You will be buying at 5 seers and selling at 7 seers a rupee." So this business was also given up. The rise in the prices of our grains was kept up for some time, and Baba's prophecy seemed to be falsified. But in the month or two, there was abundant rain everywhere, and the price suddenly fell down, and therefore those who stored grain suffered a severe loss. Damona was saved from this fate. Needless to say that the cotton speculation, which was conducted by the broker with the help of another merchant, also collapsed, with a severe loss to the adventurer. After seeing that Baba had saved him from two severe losses in cotton and grain speculations, Damona's faith in Baba grew strong, and he remained a true devotee to Baba till his passing away and even now. Amraleela, Mango Miracle. Once a parcel of about 300 good mangoes were received at Shirdi. It was sent from Goa by one Mamledar named Raleigh to Sai Baba in the name of Shama. When it is opened, all the mangoes were found to be in a good condition. They were given in a Shama's charge, and only 4 were retained and placed in the pot by Baba. He said that these 4 fruits are for Damoanna. Let them lie there. The Damoanna had 3 wives. According to his statement mentioned above, He had not three, but two wives only. He had no issue. He consulted many astrologers and himself studied astrology to some extent, and found that as there was a Papi, inauspicious planet in his horoscope, there was no prospect of any issue to him in his life. But he had great faith in Baba. When he went to Shirdi, 2 hours after the receipt of the mango parcel, for worshipping Baba, he said, "Though other people are looking for the mangoes, they are damyas. He whose they are should eat and die." Damu, on hearing these words, was first shocked, but on Malsapati, a prominent devotee of Baba, explaining to him that death means the death of a little self or egos, and to have it at Baba's feet was the blessings. He said that he would accept the fruits and eat them. But Baba said to him, "Do not eat yourself, but give them to your junior wife. This Amraleela mango miracle of 4 mangoes will give her 4 sons and 4 daughters." This was done, and ultimately, in due course, it was found Baba's word turned out true, and not those of astrologers. Baba's speech established its efficacy and greatness while he was living in his flesh. But wonder of wonders, it did the same even after his passing away. Baba said, "Believe in me. Though I pass away, my bones in my tomb will give you hope and confidence. Not only myself, but my tomb would be speaking, moving, and communicating with those who would surrender themselves wholeheartedly to me. Do not be anxious that I would be absent from you. You will hear my bones speaking and discussing your welfare. But remember me always, believe in me, heart and soul, and then you will be most benefited." Prayer. Hemad Pant closes this chapter with a prayer. O Sai Sadguru, the wish fulfilling tree of Bhaktas, let us never forget and lose sight of your feet. We have been troubled with the ins and outs, birth and deaths in this sansar. Now free us from this cycle of births and deaths. Restrain us from the outgoing of our senses to their objects, and introvert us and bring us face to face with the Atma, Self. As long as this outgoing tendency of the senses and the mind is not checked, there is no prospect of self realization. Neither son nor wife nor friend will be of any use in the end. It is only you who will give us salvation and happiness. Destroy completely our tendency for discussion and other evil matters. Let our tongue get a passion of chanting your name. Drive out our thoughts, good or otherwise, and make us forget our bodies and houses, and do away with our egoism. Make us ever remember your name and forget all other things. Remove the restlessness of our mind and make it steady and calm. It is just clasp us, the darkness of night of our ignorance will vanish, and we shall live happily in your light. You made us drink the nectar of your Leelas and awakened us from our slumber. Is due to your grace and our store of merits in a past birth. Note: in this connection, the following extract from Damu Anna's statement mentioned above is worth perusal. Once, when I sat at his feet along with many others, I had 2 questions in my mind, and he gave answers to both. 1. There are so many crowding to Sai Baba. Do they all get benefit from him? To this he replied orally, "Look at the mango tree in blossom. If all the flowers brought fruit, what a splendid crop it would be. But do they? Most fall off, either as flowers or as unripe fruits, by wind, etc. Very few remain. Second, the second question was about myself. If Baba were to pass away, how hopelessly adrift I would be and how I am to fare then. To this, Baba answered that he would be with me when and wherever I thought of him. That promise he had kept up before 1918 and has been keeping up after 1918 too. He is still with me. He is still guiding me. This was about 1910 to 11 when brother separated from me and my sister died, and there was a theft and police enquiry, all of which incident upset me very much. When my sister died, my mind was much upset. I did not care for life and enjoyment. When I went to Baba, he pacified me with his Upadesh and made me eat a feast of Puran Poli at Appa Kulkarni's house. There was a theft in my house. A 30 years friend of mine stole my wife's jewel box, including her auspicious natti, that is, nose ring. I wept before Baba's photo. The next day, the man returned the jewel box and prayed for pardon. Bow to Shri Sai, peace to be all. Shri Sai Pranam.